Welcome back. Today we're going to be tying a elk hair, and just a bit of a precursor. If you're looking for the fastest, the quickest 1 minute fly, this isn't going to be it. I'm a bit of a stickler, but I'll probably get into why I take my time on even the simplest of flies like the elk hair, but all my flies in general. A full description of all the materials I'll post in the description below, so feel free to comment on. I want to hear some of your favorite color combos. This is one of mine, so let's get started. So in the vise I have a size 14 competition nymph hook. This is from Togen's Fly Shop. For my thread, I'm just going to be using some Nano silk, and this is in the 30 denier in color black. So to get started, I'm just going to start about a hook eye's length away, and I'll work my way back. And then just before the bend of the hook, I'm going to stop there, and I'm ready to tie in my hackle. For this, I will be using a Whitings size 16, and this is in the color medium ginger. These Whiting packs, I think, are the next best thing. I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. I have yet to come across one that is not the true size to what it says. I mean, every strand in here is truly a size 16. So I love this ginger. I love this color combo again. So what I've done here is, if you can see, is I've stripped away some fibers from the stem, and then I've actually even went a little bit further on the top half here, so that when I tie this in and I begin to wrap, it's going to have a very clean transition, and it's going to be very easy to wrap my wraps going forward towards the fly. So I'm going to do the figure 8 locking in, and the shiny side of the feather is towards me. So let me show you. So there is a dull side and there is a shiny side. So I like the shiny side towards me. I'm going to do one wrap in front, one wrap behind, and then I'll lock it in with 2 more wraps. And then I'll lock in that stem all the way towards the middle of the shank. That looks good. Now for the body, for the abdomen, I'm going to be using some superfine. This is in the color cinnamon caddis. This is by far my favorite dry fly dub. You only need a little bit. And why this dubbing is so great is it allows you to dub it on and have a really, really thin and tight noodle. On my dries, I do like to have a pretty consistent noodle. I'll build the taper of the body with just some additional wraps of the dubbing. But yeah, so start that there. And then as I start getting closer to the midsection of the fly, what I'll do is I'll start overlapping the wraps a little bit just to help build some of that taper. And now I'm ready to wrap my hackle. So I'll bring this forward and I'll do one full wrap right behind the dubbing. And then you can space these out as you wish. It's, again, your fly. I like to keep them pretty close. The hackle is what keeps this afloat. So the more you have, the better. All right, that looks good there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of weave my thread in between the fibers as best I can, just so that not a lot of them get trapped and start sticking forward. That just makes sure that it's Instagram worthy. No, it's, and you know, for those of you who do follow, I do know, I know I do have an Instagram account, obviously, and you know, I take a lot of pride in my flies. I try to do the best I can with my photography, and it's not, you know, little things like making sure my wraps are perfect, making sure that no hackles are sticking out forward. It's not so much about being Instagram perfect. It's more about having those confidence flies in your box at all times. So little things like this, they drive me crazy. The fish won't care, but it's, again, I look at it like when I'm on the water and let's say I'm nymphing, and then that magical time comes where the fish start to rise and you're kind of in a panic, so you rip your line out, you cut off your tippet, and now you're looking for that fly. You're looking, okay, what are they eating? Well, let's just assume it's a caddis. Now you're looking for that perfect fly. Well, the more time you start digging in your fly box, it's time wasted. So by making sure everything is Instagram worthy, it's not. It is, every fly in my fly box is a confidence fly. I am confident that every fly that I put in that box is to the best of my ability. And that's what it's about. For me, at least. So that hackle's looking good. Now we're ready to tie in our wing. For the wing, I'm actually just using some elk body hair. This is light bull, and I love this stuff just because of how thick the fibers are. But then the tips of it, you can't really tell, and I hope it comes through on the camera. The contrast is amazing. So when we actually tie this in, the head of the fly is going to be here, this color, and then the wing of the fly is going to be this color, and it's got a little black tip, which to me looks phenomenal, and I love it. So I've pre-stacked some of this to not annoy everybody with all the desk stomps. And so now that I got my tips aligned, I mean, you could, for measurement sakes, you could put that, you know, just a little bit longer than your hook, or just a bit shorter too. Like I'll mix it up. I mean, I kind of like them a little bit shorter, and when they stand up nice and tall, it's more for me and for that silhouette when the fish are looking up. But I like it like that. I love this elk hair so much. I'm actually going to clear the way. You don't have to, this isn't a required step, but I'm going to trim away some of these top hackles just to allow my elk hair to stand up nicely. Okay, so back to here. I'm actually gonna have to restack those because I've been moving them around in my hand so much. So I guess I didn't save you from all the desk stomps. So now that my tips are nice and aligned, once I have my measurement, I'm going to transfer that carefully to my left hand. And I've seen this technique from Barry, the feather bender, and I didn't know if I believed it at first until I tried it. And now ever since then, it's the only way I tie my elk hairs. So what I'll do is, number one is counter spin your thread. And what that allows it to do is it allows it to jump back and not forward on you. And then what I learned was he'll go under the elk hair, but above the hook once. And then on the second wrap is when he'll clinch down. So we're gonna do that, we've done that, and now I'm just gonna cinch that body hair. The other ways I guess I tie this is I'll actually pre-cut the head using the hook eye as the guide, and then I'll cut it. I like to go through some of them. And then what I'll do is I'll lift them up, similar to how you would tie a crippler. Build a little bit of a thread band to prop it up. And then you're ready for a cut. Because these as well, the head, I think it's more for the angler. But you can come in here. And sharp scissors is the key here. They definitely help. So I'll cut it one time like that. And then I'll work my way back to where I originally tied it in. Just making sure that looks all good on the underside as well. And I'm gonna whip finish in front of here as well. And this step as well, don't rush this step. I've seen a lot of anglers do a remarkable job and then rush the whip finish and kind of ruin it. Not ruin it, but just it could have been a lot cleaner. So now that I got my whip finish in, now I can come in here and do any trimming and stuff that I want. If I wanted this head a little bit smaller, which I do. Then I can come in here and do so. Pre-cutting it can be a little easier. But I like to shape them similar to when I'm tying like streamers and spinning deer hair. So now, I wouldn't say this isn't my best one, but we'll definitely fish. And then what I'll do, last step, These definitely do benefit from some head cement. So I'll put a dab underneath. And then also right where I did the whip finish in between here. So I'll just kind of part the hairs. Put some head cement in there. And we're good to fish. So again, remember, take your time and build your confidence flies. All of them should be confidence flies. I think that's the takeaway. Not so much an ELK. These videos have been done 100 times. So it's more the message I think I want to get across today. So I hope you took something away from it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you try one on, and good luck on the water. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.